UFC Vegas 99 and Ngannou versus Ferreira. This is my post-fight recap show. I'm going to recap and react to all of the fights on Vegas 99, and we'll cap it off talking Francis Ngannou versus Renan Ferreira. Make sure you all smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. This is going to be a lightning speed recap, and I'm bringing the fire still. First fight on the card, Austen Lane, Rebellis Despaigne. Not a ton to say besides Rebellis Despaigne sucks at wrestling. He has a tremendous hole in his skill set. He's the Kwame Brown of the UFC. And because of his lack of wrestling, he just lost to the worst heavyweight currently on the roster. Rebellis Despaigne probably getting cut from the UFC because I don't see him with any improvement in wrestling. You would have thought after he fought Waldo, all he would be doing is wrestling. He doesn't have takedown defense. His striking's not that good. He's turning out to be a massive bust. And more evidence that a Taekwondo base for MMA as a man, horrible. So, yeah. Congrats, Austen Lane, though. First UFC win. Rebellis Despaigne. He's out of here. Send them out. Then we had a trio of ladies fights. I'm not breaking down them in depth. I'm just saying this. Melissa Martinez, Elise Ardelean. It was a competitive fight. Could have went either way, depending on how you score that first round. I honestly thought it was fair that Martinez won at the time of watching, but damn, I'm not rewatching it right now. But I did pick Ardelean, and I had her as a dog, so I thought maybe, it could have went to her. Elise Reed, I felt like deserved the decision. Actually looked good at the end. Got married recently and is fighting the next week. That's crazy. Hands were moving smooth. Touched up Jessica Penne in that third round. Edwards ends up getting a finish of Vidal. Her grappling skills are solid. She's got that dog in her. And, she was able to outwork Tamaris Vidal en route to a win. She pulled it off. There was the really bad below the belt shot that caused for a bit of break into the action there. But yeah, Jocelyn Edwards looked okay. She's coming together. I mean, she should beat a brawler like Tamaris Vidal, and she definitely did. So trio of ladies fights, all three of them went over 2.5. And let's keep running. Next one, Gene Matsumoto, Brad Katona. Matsumoto was tested. This was no easy fight. Brad Katona hit him with some big shots, and it was competitive, man. Katona's gritty. Katona looks solid. Matsumoto won the first 2 rounds. That's what won him the fight. He hit Brad Katona with some bombs. Katona has a sensational chin. But I'll tell you, Brad Katona definitely deserves a spot on the UFC roster because he brought some fire in round 3, giving Matsumoto a really difficult third and final round. And I think this was a great test for the young undefeated Gene Matsumoto, who at 25 has a lot of time to grow and improve. But let me tell you something. Beating Brad Katona, the 2-time Ultimate Fighter winner in your second UFC fight, is a pretty badass accomplishment. So, Gene Matsumoto over the next 4 years, definitely a guy to keep an eye on. For Brad Katona, he deserves a roster spot. He's a fun guy to watch. He's pretty decent. I mean, he's 14-4. He loses to guys that are, a little bit above the average tier. Like Katona is the best of the average bunch. Gene Matsumoto, he's got good potential, all right? He can pass just being an average fighter. And he's young at 25, so who knows where the ceiling lies. I like the potential. Katona, though, gritty. Good third round. Next fight on the card, Almabayev and Nicolau. Listen, round 1, Almabayev. Round 2, you're getting panicked, right? Because Almabayev is getting touched a little bit in the striking. And then Almabayev dropping Nicolau to secure the win and put it on him. I thought that Almabayev looked pretty good in this fight. He looked quick. His wrestling game is solid, but it's not all he needs because he also has hands as well. And he gives Nicolau his 3rd straight loss. Almabayev's in great shape. He's ready to push a hard 3 rounds. He's got underrated boxing. He's now in the, top 8 of the weight class. I don't know the exact fight for him next, but I do think he's a solid prospect. Not the best prospect, though. I think the best prospect right now on the come-up is Ramazan Temirov from Uzbekistan. But Asu Almabayev is a good Kazakh fighter and great physical condition, underrated boxing, good pressure wrestling, and he was able to beat Matthias Nicolau, who, at one point beat Manel Kopp, so you got to still give the guy his respect. Next fight on the card, it brought us to our main card. Make sure you guys smash the likes, and if you're new, subscribe. Darren Elkins, Daniel Pineda, dog fight. And as I called, Elkins outdogged Daniel Pineda using the wrestling. The key difference maker of the two is that wrestling level. Daniel Pineda was shooting for gillies, harsh gillies, but you're not going to tap Elkins with a gilly. It's just not going to happen, bro. Elkins is just simply built differently. Unless your name is Charles Oliveira, the only guy who submitted him, you're not submitting him. Daniel Pineda retired after the fight. I actually thought it made sense. Pineda gave a hellish go to Elkins, but surprisingly didn't cut Darren Elkins. Darren Elkins has been cut in every damn fight. This fight here, his face was unscathed. It's pretty crazy that Elkins escapes with minimal damage. Good for Elkins. At 40 years old, he still wants to stick around and do more fights. Please do, Darren Elkins, because we love watching you fight. Good wrestling, good pressure, iron chin, good submission defense. What more could you ask for with a pit fighter like Elkins? The pit versus the damage was a good bout, but the damage reigned supreme. Darren Elkins, underrated gangster in fighting for sure. Big W and well-deserved win. And you know what? Respect to the retiring Daniel Pineda. He had a good run and was always a fun guy to watch in the UFC. Next fight on the card, massive upset. Cameron Smotherman put it on Jake Hadley. He bullied him. Jake Hadley got walked down, backed up, and made uncomfortable in the striking. The best thing he did in this whole fight is claw the damn eyes of Smotherman, putting him up to his damn knuckles deep. Holy shit. Smotherman's eyes could have got clawed out in that moment. Thankfully, Smotherman's got heart. He says, I'm good. I want to fight. And he kept bringing pressure to Hadley. Hadley landed a couple clean shots late in the third round that seemed to phase Smotherman a tad, but not enough to steal the fight. I don't even think enough to steal the round. Smotherman with consistent pressure, quality boxing, and damn, he made us forget about that Charalampos Gregorio loss last season on Contender, because that was a horrible upset where he got chinned quickly. I did think he was better than that, but I wasn't necessarily sold on like few days notice that he's going to be able to come out and beat Jake Hadley. But by God, he proved me wrong. Good shit, Cameron Smotherman. I'm a fan. Cameron, the smotherer, Smotherman, getting it done, pushing Jake Hadley around, saying, hey, get back to 125, son. Welcome to the UFC, Cameron Smotherman. I'm impressed. I'll keep my eye on you, dog. Next fight on the card, it was the featured fight. Charles Johnson, Sumudaerji. Competitive fight, for sure. Good fight, for sure. I thought that the right guy won with Charles Johnson. I don't have any type of complaints on the outcome. I actually was a little bit surprised because I thought that Charles Johnson was on his way to finishing Sumudaerji, but the ref didn't step in after Johnson dropped Su. I believe in the second round, it was dropping some ferocious ground and pound. It looked like it was over. It looked like Sumudaerji was turtling it up and saying, I'm good, call it wraps, tap me out of this thing. Respect to him sticking in the fight and even doing well in round number 3. But Charles Johnson deserved the win. He backed Sumudaerji up. He caught him with some pretty good shots. He dropped him and hurt him bad in round 2. It was a competitive affair, and I think Sumudaerji put out a good effort for himself to remain on this UFC roster. It's just Charles Johnson deserves a top 15 opponent now. Can we finally give him one? Cheers to Charles Johnson getting a top 15 fight. Hurry it up, UFC. Come on. Give the dude his chance. I don't have the exact opponent. I'm not matchmaking, off the top of my fucking dome right now. But he deserves somebody in the back end of the top 15. I think it's about time we make it happen. The dude's on a 4-fight winning streak. He just beat Sumudaerji. It was a competitive fight, but he did serious damage in it, and Johnson's always entertaining. So congratulations to him pulling through. Next fight, it was our co-main event, which was another massive upset. Rob Font exposed Kyler Phillips. I am putting the conspiracy theory out, though. I think that Kyler Phillips was sick. I think he fought sick. And this is not me saying that Rob Font isn't good. I'm just trying to make excuse of Phillips. No. Going off the evidence, the last fight for Kyler Phillips, he looked great in round 3 against Munoz. He was completely gassed in round 2 against Rob Font. That doesn't make any sense unless you are under the weather or injured. So I think he came into this fight a little under the weather. He's going to keep it on the low. He's not going to tell everybody, hey, I was sick. He decided to use a grappling-heavy game plan early, which, historically isn't his style, right? But I think it's because he wasn't necessarily confident that his cardio would hold up in the striking department. So he thought, okay, if I can slow the pace, grapple a bit, and then start working striking in round 2, maybe I can wear Font down as well, so he's more fatigued. Well, turned out to not be true. Rob Font hit him with some clean punches, outboxed him, defended takedowns, and beat Kyler Phillips in what is a big upset. And unfortunately for Phillips, he got fraud checked, bro. Welcome to the fraud check club. It happens. It's life. It's how the game goes. There's always going to be these fraud checks, man. And unfortunately, Kyler Phillips falls victim to a fraud check. Congratulations to Rob Font keeping his job, keeping his spot right in the rankings. And beating Kyler Phillips, regardless of if I think he's sick or not, it's still pretty impressive because I rate Kyler Phillips striking normally high. But I'm telling you, he looked uncharacteristically tired, and only thing that can be explained is he is under the weather. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else. I can't fathom anything else. He is under the weather. He is not himself. Kyler Phillips is sick. Kyler Phillips is not in a right headspace right now. Kyler Phillips is not in his flow state. Kyler Phillips is injured or sick. One of the two. Those are the only ways. But it's all good because you know what? He's going to come back. He's going to come back. Rob Font, congrats to winning. I'm in Massachusetts right now. I think I blessed Font with the Massachusetts luck of the Irish. So, Rob Font, you're welcome, dog. You're welcome, dog. Let's run it to the main event. If you guys haven't, smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe. Oh, can I walk out? I think I'm going to leave. Goodbye. No, but in all honesty, Michel Pereira got exposed. You can say, no, he didn't. He's had a lot of fights. Oh, this is not. No, he got exposed. Oh, Hernandez is good. Nah, chill. He got exposed, yo. You can't get tired in 3 minutes in a fucking UFC main event. You got exposed. Michel Pereira has no gas tank. Michel Pereira has zero cardio. I don't understand how it's this fucking bad. It's not like he went crazy looking for the body shot stoppage after. It was like he threw the teep to the body, throwing some shots to the body, trying to throw hard. And then he's dead. I don't even fathom or comprehend how the highest level of professional athletes in combat sport can be fucking tired in 3 minutes of the first round. Really not even 3 minutes. I'm saying 3 minutes. It might have been 2. I don't get it. First sequence of strikes, you have success. You shoot for the body a bit more, and then you are gassed. It's weird to me. I don't understand how his cardio is that bad. I'm not going to set the, oh, he's sick theory out. No, I think Michel Pereira just has horrible gas tank. And him going from 170 to 85, the power looked crazy early, but the gas tank didn't come with him because he's shown better cardio in the past. You can say, oh, but it's Hernandez's style, this, and that. I get it. Hernandez is a pressure-based style that wilts opponents, but dog, not in 2.5 fucking minutes in a fight. Okay? Michel Pereira got completely exposed of having shit cardio, and I would say he's getting sent back to more bum fights. It's time for him to just beat some cans up and do backflips. I don't want to see him fight anybody legit or anybody that has a fucking takedown in the arsenal where they wear you down and get you down. I don't want that. Give me Michel Pereira. Fun fights only, for real. Like, give me maybe him versus the Magomedov and Ferreira loser from next week. That could be a fun one. Something fun. I don't want to see him in fights against guys that dog people out. I don't want to see him in fights with guys with big hearts because he's not going to win. He just got exposed. He doesn't have the best cardio, maybe even the best mentality. I think he broke. Like, yeah, he survived the fight. He was just getting fucked up until the very end. Then they stopped in the 5th round. But he was getting his ass kicked. It was like, I would have rather him lost in the first round, to be honest, than him look like that in round 2, 3, 4, and then in 5 getting stopped. For Hernandez, legit contendership now, Anthony. Holy shit. Fluffy Hernandez is really in the mix because Michel Pereira was riding hot coming in. We're in an interesting position, though, okay? Where are we going to go from here? Let me look at the rankings. AJ, the matchmaker, hat is on for this fight only. In the middleweight division. You just beat Michel at 14. You were 13. It's time Paulo Costa grows a pair of balls and fights backwards. To be honest, that could be the fight. If it's not him, Roman Dolidze is a cool fight for him. I don't hate the Jack Hermanson fight. But I think the Paulo Costa one is cool. He just beat a jacked Brazilian. Let's give him another jacked Brazilian. And let's see if Paulo Costa can deal with the drowning pressure of Fluffy. I want to find out. For Pereira, though, fun fights only, bro. Tap out. I ain't thinking of him as any bit more than a fun, scrappy journeyman entertainer. Okay? Get back to doing backflips, Michel. The cardio is not there. I'm sad about it. I like Pereira's style a lot. I picked Pereira. Yeah, I'm a little bit more bitter because I was on him too. It's the dog call. But it is what it is because fighting sometimes goes that way. Respect to Fluffy Hernandez getting it done. Respect. Respect. Looking on the other side, Ngannou Ferreira, we got to jump to this side of things, okay? PFL main event. Francis Ngannou beat the absolute shit out of Renan Ferreira. He took him down. He passed. He got on top. He passed to side control. But it's kind of like, half guard side control mesh with Ferreira turning to his side, and Ngannou just pulverizes him with the meanest ground and pound ever. Like, the dude has next level ground and pound. In MMA, Francis Ngannou has become more of a wrestling pressure fighter who takes people down and beats them up. His last 2 MMA fights, Ngannou versus Gan and Ngannou versus Ferreira, he's using wrestling to win. And shit, it works well for him. He's pro boxer and a good wrestler in MMA. I gotta tell you, Francis Ngannou looked terrifying on the floor, and nobody wants to be under him. His ground and pound is next level. But let me tell you this. Who the fuck is he gonna fight now? Who? What fights are there in PFL? And in Ferreira, 6'7", 6'8", giant heavyweight, 260, bigger than Ngannou. This was the only selling fight. What now? No, seriously, like, who now? I don't know. I really, Fedor Emelianenko? We getting Fedor to come out of retirement? Fedor, fight him. We're doing Fedor. Fedor versus Francis Ngannou. Is that the fight? Who is there? Is he going to fight Denis Goltsov? Tell me more. No, he's going to go back to boxing, bro. Francis Ngannou wants to box, and I think Deontay Wilder is the name that calls him, and I think that's the fight to be made. Francis Ngannou versus Deontay Wilder, trust me, that would be a dope fight. Renan Ferreira back in the tournament circuit, my brother. At least you made some big money, though. I hate the PFL tournament thing. I hate it. I wish they would just do cards like a normal organization and focus on mastering their production quality, making high-level matchups and entertaining fights, but it's not what they do. So that's why this one-off super card was fun, but not going to be a consistent thing. And I still think the UFC absolutely destroys PFL every damn day. And the fact that Don Davis is bragging about spending as much as they spent on the Sphere and then giving this product, that's not a positive thing to brag about. But, you know, shouldn't that be obvious running a fight promotion? You give me this fucking organization, in 5 years, I got it bigger than Strikeforce. But that's another conversation. Francis Ngannou, sick win. And a beating that he put on Ferreira. Excited to see him back in the boxing ring in 2025. And I'm happy he got the win for his son. Congratulations. Rest in peace to his son. And all love to Francis. He's the fucking man. That was the weekend of violence. But before I send things off after the lightning speed recap, we got to react to the picks. All right. So we lose with Pereira as the dog lock in the main. Fuck. It is what it is. Lose with Phillips over Fon. He got bodied. Damn it. Win with Johnson over Sumudaerji confidently. Lose with Hadley over Smotherman. Smotherman's that guy. Short notice fight. It wasn't a confident call. It is what it is. One with Elkins on Pineda. I like where we're headed. Okay. One with Almabayev and Nicolau. Oh, shit. One with Matsumoto and Katona. Hell yeah. One with Edwards and Vidal. We're on point. One with Reed and Penne. Of course. And I had the over 2.5 confidently there. Lost with Artelian on a close decision with Martinez. I can't be upset. Lost with Despaigne over Lane. I knew he might get fraud checked, so I'm not really mad about those losses. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. 5 losses on the card. But hey, 6 massive W's. Don't look at the L's, look at the W's. It's W City. I was on vacation. I'm still on vacation. And I'm bringing you guys fire content. I'm bringing you guys 6-hour live streams for the card. And I'm bringing you guys full card predictions for UFC 308 tomorrow. So, keep it locked in on the channel. Give me my due respect by smashing the like button. I'm about to slide up out of here. The lightning speed recap because I'm going to meet up with some family and friends, bro. So thank you all for watching. Big W's to the chat. Appreciate the community. I love each and every one of you savages who always support me. You guys are great. And excited to hang out with you guys all week. Tuesday, back to the studio, back to the normal content flow and the daily live stream. So I'll see you guys soon. Much love. Peace out. Good night. Bye-bye.